It's a first step onto the national stage of the Hahn Australia Cup for FK Beograd and the North Sunshine Eagles. Adelaide-based South Australian side Beograd, formerly known as White City Woodville, they play tonight at their home ground in a chilly night at Frank Mitchell Park, and they welcome North Sunshine Eagles from the Victorian second tier. Not just that, in a relegation battle in the second tier. Hopefully for the North Sunshine Eagles, cup activity will be the chance to maybe have a bit of refuge from what has been a very challenging league season. Both these teams on the national stage for the first time. FK Beograd coming off a cup final win in the South Australian Federation Cup at the weekend, their sixth title, and they take that form and momentum into tonight's clash. The North Sunshine Eagles, they're coming off a 5-0 win of their own against Port Melbourne Sharks in the league, but they still find themselves in the bottom two in the relegation places in Victoria's second tier. So many unknowns going into a clash like this. Beograd are fourth in South Australian NPL, hoping to feature in finals and continue pursuing trophies on all fronts. And as you can see, an extremely healthy turnout at Frank Mitchell Park on this winter night. It is night 2 of the 2026 Hahn Australia Cup. We had a goal-filled opening last night, and hopefully the action can continue on the competition's first trip to Adelaide in 2026. So both teams will line up. North Sunshine Eagles normally play in a dark red colour, but they're in their away white kit tonight. And Beograd playing in their home kit of red shirts, blue shorts and white socks. Great to see the mascots enjoying the moment as well, getting to head out onto the pitch in front of, no doubt, one of the biggest crowds that Frank Mitchell Park has seen. So, pre-match pleasantries exchanged. Let's take a look at how the teams line up. Beograd make 2 changes to the team that played 120 minutes in the Cup final on Saturday, and Anthony Trimboli, the number 10, is one of them. He scored in the Cup set win for Campbelltown City against Macarthur FC, so he has great history in the Cup. It's an extremely stable Beograd lineup, and it is headlined by Lorenzo Boselli. The Italian has 9 goals in the league and 2 in the Cup for 11 total this season. North Sunshine Eagles, they're in a relegation battle, and it does mean they utilise the transfer window and have a bunch of cup-tied players, meaning they made 6 changes to the team that beat the Port Melbourne Sharks last weekend. It has not necessarily robbed them of all their top stars, though. Watch out for the number 6, the Frenchman Corentin Chauvet, number 7, Hahn Elibol, who has found the back of the net 8 times this season, and Obiora Eze in the number 8 shirt. Tonight's referee is Thomas Brinkworth. He was a familiar name during the Australian Championship last season, and he gets the appointment on the national stage here for this tie. And Antonios Natsiopoulos, the other change for Beograd tonight. He's in the captain's armband and straight in to lead the huddle. North Sunshine Eagles, they have won just 5 league games this season out of 20, but gone on an inspired cup run to make it to the national stage for the first time. They actually beat Avondale FC, Australian Championship side, regular cup qualifier, in a thrilling 3-2 win to get this far. There is the Beograd coach, Adrian Deloya, and he ended a 21-year wait for the Federation Cup with the triumph for FK Beograd at the weekend. Sunshine Eagles getting ready to take kick-off. They've always been a good cup team in Victoria, but run into often a Hume City or an Avondale right at the pointy end, the perennial Victorian qualifiers. Arben Isai, their coach, has been there for all of it. He was a North Sunshine Eagles player from his teenage years through to his veteran years, and now he's been the coach for the best part of a decade. He is synonymous with the North Sunshine Eagles. So can the Victorians from the second tier spring a surprise, or will the only qualifier from NPL South Australia make their statement on the national rounds? Of course, South Australia's other qualifier, Cumberland United, are from the South Australian State League 1, their second tier. So they are flying the flag solo, Beograd. hoping to advance South Australia. And of course, it will be Cumberland against Heidelberg, another South Australia versus Victoria clash in Adelaide as part of the round of 32. So the two states getting acquainted, and the referee is happy that everything is in order. A healthy crowd in, a potentially vociferous crowd. Can they roar their respective teams to victory? Plenty of support away from home in Adelaide for the North Sunshine Eagles as they get things started. Hahn Australia Cup action, round of 32. FK Beograd up against North Sunshine Eagles, and early touches for as many players as possible for the visiting team. Corentin Chauvet in the number 6 shirt will be crucial. Now a long ball from Ruben De Silva, brought down by Shifa Ahmed. He is a potential live wire in the front three. And now on the ball, Dos Santos plays it back to Chauvet. And De Silva with a blocked cross. And you can see Beograd's active fans brought along plenty of paraphernalia, flags and banners supporting the club's origin and backing of Serbia. For those of you unfamiliar with the history of North Sunshine Eagles, they are an Albanian-backed club from the northwestern suburbs of Melbourne. And they have a healthy support from the Albanian community of Adelaide, plus the travelling fans. And like their sister club from the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne, the Dandenong Thunder, the two Albanian-backed teams always have good mutual support for each other wherever they go around the city of Melbourne. Midfield battle ensuing here. Brandon Centofanti playing a back pass, and Cooper Nunn will sweep onto the ball and survey the options here. Into the midfield, a bit of space to work with, but an inaccurate pass, and now an attempted drive forward coming from Marcus Orchard, which deflects out for a throw in over on the left. Great to see fans ringing the fence at Frank Mitchell Park, bringing out the supporters to NPL level and to the State League level at Australia Cup time. And the ball runs out for an early goal kick. So 2 minutes ticked by. And whether they're travelling fans or Adelaide-based fans, you can see there the North Sunshine Eagles support behind the goal at the right of screen. Here's the goalkeeper, Rory Bryan, with a clearance. Plenty of distance on it, but it's coming back off the head. Aidan Olds playing the ball out to the left. De Silva. Ahmed. Now an early ball from Chauvet. Shifa Ahmed is going to be second to the ball here, and it's driven away emphatically by Marco Torriani. Chauvet keeping things ticking over early. And Dos Santos not able to find a teammate with that little touch on, and out it runs. This match kicking off about half an hour after the other game tonight, which is also available on the 10 app and the Football Australia YouTube channel. Marlin Coast Rangers 0, currently trail Brunswick Juventus 1. So that match going on up in Cairns, going to all corners of the country in the Australia Cup tonight. Alexander Woodlands, extremely reliable between the sticks this season for Beograd. Pass into midfield, closed down immediately. Chauvet. And the ball runs out. Olds is arguing that it was a deflection there, coming off Anthony Trimboli. 2 A-League appearances, more than a decade ago now for Adelaide United. Of course, that famous Australia Cup goal is part of South Australia's first big cup set, Campbelltown City beating Macarthur. It was the only cup set of 2023. And of course, our A-League teams aren't too far away from entering the competition. None of them playing in this first week of matches. A host of pre-season friendlies going on at the moment over the last 3 days. Crunching challenge at the edge of the box, and a first-time shot saved away. And the follow-up, great save from Rory Bryan. Daniel Atkinson is foiled, and Rory Bryan with a double save to keep the scores at 0-0. possibility of a quickly taken corner is turned down. Beograd on the offensive. Can North Sunshine Eagles hold out and avoid conceding early? In-swinging corner, a good defensive header away by Julian Barras. And now a long shot is going to slide well wide and exhale for North Sunshine. So that was the first time shot. Brian got down to it and he recovered very quickly because Daniel Atkinson came in, took his chance from the right side. 10 goals this season for Atkinson, 6 in the league, 4 in the cup. And so coming in from that right wing, he will be a threat tonight. Whistle's gone here as there appears to be a knock to the face of Jason Konstantopoulos. Wearing the gloves himself tonight. And it's going to be a drop ball to restart play. Sunshine trying to play out from the back, knocking the ball around with some confidence, it must be said. And a foul here. Obiora Eze leads to a free kick. They did only need to beat one NPL Victoria team to qualify for the national rounds. North Sunshine Eagles, they picked off Collingwood City, Whittlesea United, the Eltham Redbacks, division rivals of theirs in VPL 1, and then Avondale as the 4 teams they beat to qualify for the national rounds. And the win against Avondale, some of the best football that any team has played this season. Avondale normally considered a title contender in the top flight. Beograd have not quite been able to bridge the gap to the top of NPL South Australia this season. They have been beaten 5 times in the league this campaign, even though they had a successful run through 6 rounds of the cup, all the way to lifting the trophy. And here is Woodlands taking his time, even daring the North Sunshine attackers to come in and press, and they refuse to do so. Eze spills possession. Now Hahn ball. And he's given away a free kick going the way of Beograd. Lorenzo Baselli, the recipient, as the 2 players wearing number 7 did battle. He went to ground first, and then he got legged from behind, and an easy decision. I don't think the wag of the finger had much merit there from Hahn ball. Referee Tom Brinkworth all over it. Here's Massimo Falco. The ball is left and it's going to run on cleverly. Oh, what a fresh air swing at the ball. Well, that would have been quite the move had Konstantopoulos made clean contact. It was left at the edge of the box. Good communication between the Beograd team members. But they just couldn't execute. It would have looked nice had that been met by the first time strike. Brought down in midfield. Corentin Chauvet tried the slide rule ball. It's been intercepted by Falco. Atkinson had the first shot on target of the game. Now in the battle for possession, Mohamed El Hawley gives away a free kick here. Woodland's entrusted to spend plenty of time on the ball here. Again, North Sunshine refused to press him, so he clears long. Now it might run on kindly here for Dos Santos on the right. Can he find a teammate to cut back to? A lofted cross and leaning into a header. Shiffer Ahmed couldn't bend it back on target. Well, a good chance there for North Sunshine. It initially looked like Dos Santos might be through himself, but the ball just kept running wide, and so he decided to take it to the byline. And Shiffer Ahmed leaning in there. That is a good chance for the North Sunshine Eagles. And as you can see from that angle, he did not miss by much. No league goals this season for Shiffer Ahmed, but he did score in the Cup. In the 4-2 win against the Eltham Redbacks in round 6. Only 19 years of age. Player who has had some exposure to top flight Victorian football. Got news of a goal around the grounds. It sounds like Brunswick Juventus have taken a 2-0 lead in their match against the Marlin Coast. Of course, it is worth remembering that Brunswick Juventus are division rivals of North Sunshine Eagles. They're up in 3rd. North Sunshine are down in 13th, so one's chasing promotion, the other trying to avoid the drop to the 3rd tier. They might be on with a chance here. Eze. Well, the chances are coming thick and fast now at both ends of the ground. Not even 12 minutes in. We could be on for quite an open cup tie tonight, it must be said. Mobior Eze there. Always off target with the strike. And he knows that was a good opportunity. Shiffer Ahmed was also on the books of Western United, so he's even had a taste of the A-League system at youth level. Here come Beograd. We've watched North Sunshine create a couple of decent opportunities in the last 3 minutes. They would love to hit back and utilise home ground advantage here, bring this large crowd to life. Switch of flanks over to the left for Beograd, and it's accompanied by the first offside call of the night. See a couple of vuvuzelas. Were those fans even born when the 2010 World Cup was on? They look pretty young. No doubt they would have seen and heard the footage of the vuvuzelas that were ever present at that South Africa World Cup tournament. Eze. And the ball is cleared from the centre of defence for Beograd. Brought down by Aidan Olds. He's going to calm things down and play to his keeper, Rory Bryan, who has already got a contender for the save of the night from these early exchanges. Olds now with a left-footed drive, and that's going to run down all the way to Alexander Woodlands, and he is quick to distribute. None. Out to left back, Marcus Orchard. Possession given away, De Silva. And now the first time shot is going to be parried round the post. Excellent save from Woodlands. And Julian Barris has been able to draw the best out of the Beograd keeper. It was a neat little pass inside from Dos Santos, and then even if there was a little deflection on it, it didn't necessarily damage the prospects of the shot creeping into the bottom right corner. And Julian Barris comes agonisingly close to opening the scoring. In-swinging corner, headed away. Barris, another of the North Sunshine Eagles players who hasn't scored in the league this season, but he actually scored against Avondale in the Cup, so he's a big reason as to why the Eagles have made it to these national rounds. Chauvet's pass and a flick header on. Olds had stayed forward from the corner and he nods that over the bar. Well, it's been a good fun first 15 minutes. It does feel like this game is going to have just a constant attacking presence. The chances are going to keep coming. Could have one right here. Chauvet, referee, takes evasive action. An attempt to volley through midfield, not quite working for Elibol. Now Konstantopoulos is able to win a throw for Beograd. Ahmed. Dos Santos leaves the ball with Chauvet. De Silva on the wing. A few pensive faces and glum stares on the North Sunshine bench. Not sure why. They're really in and up for the contest tonight. Based on the chances they've created already, they might feel as though they should have scored. Barras, one of the players who created one of those chances. El Hawley loses possession. And now Beograd trying to get forward, but across comes Hayden Olds to clear the ball away to safety. Baselli moves the ball to the left flank. And that was, I think, an outside of the foot shot being attempted rather than an ambitious cross, a Trivella cross. Here goes El Hawley. Plays the pass to Shiffer Ahmed. Shiffer Ahmed cuts wide. He's got defenders following him. Not much by way of support. And he nearly legs Natsiopoulos. However, no free kick. Play continues. El Hawley squares it. And here's Dos Santos with a bending shot. Well, they've put together a decent little highlight reel of chances here, the North Sunshine Eagles. But they just can't get it to hit the back of the net. Dos Santos, just the one goal this season. You wouldn't know it by how he started this game tonight. He's been busy, prominent in the attacking third. And another chance here. Dos Santos immediately involved. Across comes Torriani. And now Orchard, first time clearance. De Silva. Shiffer Ahmed. He's got two opponents trailing him here. Shiffer Ahmed trying to use his pace, but it's good one-on-one defending from Falco. He refused to be beaten there. Ahmed was definitely building ahead of steam, and the defender was able to stick with him. Pace for pace, albeit at the conceding of a corner. And the away side are on top at the moment as we tick up to the 20-minute mark of the first half. Quentin Chauvet bounced around the lower leagues of French football. He was on the books of Cannes more than a decade ago. Here's his corner in swinging, and he nearly scored direct from the corner. It's saved away by Woodlands. And he's had a bit of work to do already, the Beograd goalkeeper. Honing in on the near post, and he made ground in time. And he just watched that onto the gloves and parried it out for another corner kick. Repeat corners, Chavar, and this time to the back post where it's headed away by Nunn. Line's not cleared yet. Now they will be, because Eze could not bring the ball down out of the sky. Well, both sides attacking towards their opposing fan bases in this first half, so not a charitable response there you may have heard coming through the effects microphone behind the goal. These two have no pre-existing history, simply the opportunity for a snap rivalry, which they have seized with both hands. It hasn't been too spicy on the pitch yet, but I think the size of this crowd would certainly indicate to these two teams that there is something on the line. It's not just progressing to the round of 16. There are some proper bragging rights up for grabs here. Back pass to Rory Bryan. Woodlands quickly to switch out to the right. Coming in from the touchline, Falco. His pass blocked, but he'll get a second chance. Natsiopoulos, and he's hurried into a pass, and the mistakes are being forced. North Sunshine Eagles have been apprehensive to press all the way up to the goalkeeper, but they've certainly been happy with pressing the defenders in possession. Now probing cross, it's going to be scuffed forward by Elibol. Here goes Ibrahim Kador. The centre back trying to venture forward, but Eze not able to control his pass. De Silva's back pass, met by a first-time clearance from Bryan. Solid header from Falco, Chauvet, and Eze. Plays it through a gap for Shiffer Ahmed, and a committed slide challenge from some distance away draws the cheers of the fans from Toriani. He went to ground early, and he slid in full-blooded. It's got the home fans chanting. Swung in by Ruben De Silva and headed away. It is worth remembering that in the cup final at the weekend just gone, Beograd went behind to Cumberland United. It was 2-2 at the end of 90 minutes, and then they won 5-2 after extra time when Cumberland had two players red carded. But they did concede first and still find a way to dig deep and come back. Their first cup win since 2005, when they were playing under their former name of White City Woodville. For those of you wondering about the name change, of course, Bayo White and Grad City. So it is effectively the translation of their previous name that they were playing under. Arguably the most noteworthy modern era, A-League era player to come from White City Woodville, Nikola Mileuznic, formerly of Adelaide United and Brisbane Roar and the Wellington Phoenix. And Perth Glory. North Sunshine Eagles have some A-League ties as well, as we see the foul count Only a handful so far in the game. Might just stay with play here as Trimboli gets a touch, and now Olds commits the foul. Atkinson hasn't really popped up in the game since his early shot, only a handful of minutes in, but he's able to fly through here and win his team a set piece over on the right side of midfield. See there, he was chasing a ball that was some distance away, and perhaps that's why Olds has committed a foul and no risk of a yellow card. But the set piece will be interesting. Konstantopoulos with a chance to put a ball into the box. Jason Konstantopoulos with the free kick. And it's shallow and headed away comfortably by Chauvet. Half-hearted shouts for handball. Referee, let's play continue. Barris breaking forward. And he's caught by a backtracking slide challenge. It's caused a little bit of trouble there for Centofanti. He bounces back to his feet. And now Natsiopoulos going in with a hard foul. And are we about to see the first card of the game? He's knocked over Corentin Chauvet. He's giving himself up with an apology. I don't know if that's going to satisfy either the referee or his opponents. And Corentin Chauvet is pointing to his inner thigh, saying, look where I was kicked. The trainer's being called out here. Well, we're about to see a big decision for Tom Brinkworth, the referee. He's clearing everyone out, and he wants to speak to the Beograd captain one-on-one. And the card is yellow, and it's the first booking of the game for Antonios Natsiopoulos. And I think perhaps the aggravating factor is just how important Corentin Chauvet has been in this game. He's the danger man, and Natsiopoulos has gone in and given him a proper reducer. And I tell you what, those are full speed replays. I think if we had VAR, the referee might be getting called over to the screen to have an even closer look in slow motion. Chauvet, a rueful shake of the head and a bit of a limp, but he's back on his feet and seemingly all right to continue. So, a long-range free kick. No pretensions about playing it short here. North Sunshine are going to hone in on the penalty box. Corentin Chauvet drops it at the edge of the 6-yard box, and that's catching practice for Alexander Woodlands. And there's the yellow card confirmed as well. First of the night for Antonios Natsiopoulos. Centofanti, Natsiopoulos, got to be careful having a little nibble at the shins of Eze this time. Follow up for El Hawley. Plays it over to Chauvet. Caught in possession was Eze. Centofanti, he gets his ankles tapped. And it is going to be just a free kick and nothing more. So maybe a little bit of edge coming into the game now, almost at the half-hour mark. Still scoreless, not for a lack of trying between the two teams. And we're going to see an offside call here. Now, I mentioned there was an A-League connection in the North Sunshine Eagles team. Assistant coach Besnik Kudleshi is the father of Melbourne City's youth international Bezian Kudleshi. He's played with distinction for the Australia under-17s and under-20s. Been a first-team semi-regular at Melbourne City. You might expect him to feature in the Australia Cup as Melbourne City head away to the Western Bears. He's played a bit of NPL for Melbourne City's NPL team over this winter season as well. Not explicitly getting an off-season to himself as many of the senior players would, but he's a great prospect for the Australian national teams, never mind in the A-League. And North Sunshine Eagles is his home club. Dad's the assistant coach. wonder if he is eagerly watching on tonight, hoping that North Sunshine Eagles can find a way through to the round of 16. Who knows? They could be playing against Melbourne City if they're successful. Adrian Deloya watching on from the Beograd bench. De Silva's touch inside. Dos Santos. Eze back to De Silva, who started the move. Beograd players close in and clear their lines. Up to halfway, where Trimboli's in a battle and Olds is out pointed in, but then a loose touch. Showed a bit too much of the ball to Centafanti, and it's cleared away. De Silva down the line. Shifra Ahmed can't quite control the ball, and it runs away off his midriff. Baselli. We haven't seen much of him so far, the top scorer for Beograd. He's chasing shadows on this phase of play. He's managed to knock over Mohamed El Hawley and leave him a little worse for wear with a tap on the back of the ankle, and the referee is going to bring play back to midfield. El Hawley is certainly protesting. You see Baselli, just treading on the back of his ankle there. Certainly explains his discomfort as he readjusts the heel and gets back to his feet. '21-year-old Mohamed El Hawley. Like the rest of the North Sunshine team, has acquitted himself pretty well so far during these exchanges midway through the first half. Ball brought down by Ibrahim Kadur. Olds. El Hawley trying to turn away from Natsiopoulos. Barris. El Hawley. And he's got a bit of help coming back to win the ball in midfield. Chauvet was hoping for Eze. It's knocked off his feet. But North Sunshine have just got the answers at the moment. They're winning the territory battle. And now they head down the left side. Shifra Ahmed is going to dart inside. Trying to lose his marker with a burst of acceleration, but he can't do so. Chauvet. Barris. Eze at the edge of the box, trying to untangle the ball from between his feet. Eventually he does. It's there to be won, right in the heaviest part of the pitch as well, it must be said. There are a few heavier spots than others on the surface, but it's playing pretty well. Here's Eze. Great change of direction, but he's finishing. His radar has not been on tonight. He has scored the 3 goals this season for the North Sunshine Eagles, but we've seen him with 2 shots that have gone some distance wide of the target. So as good as he's been at getting into shooting positions, he hasn't quite taken the moment just yet. We're scoreless, but at the start of the second half, Brunswick Juventus have gone 3-0 up away at Marlin Coast. Goals to James Exidius and Nur Sahavdic. Oh boy, get a second tab open. The third goal for Brunswick City's a ripper. Let's stay with play here though. Trimboli trying to create something for Beograd. And the header is away. Clash of heads at the edge of the box. Is the referee going to stop play? We're continuing for now. It looked like a pretty fearsome clash of heads for Baselli. He remains prone behind play. In the meantime, away come North Sunshine. Barris trying to find a gap down the right side. Challenge from behind. A little bit risky coming in from Cooper Nunn. Here's another look at the clash of heads at the edge of the box. Kapow and Baselli went down and rolling over backwards. He's been able to get back up and continue in the game. Marco Barsic with the goal for Brunswick Juventus. So they lead early in the second half, 3-0, away to Marlin Coast Rangers up in Cairns. Will we see a goal in this game before halftime? North Sunshine Eagles are on top in terms of territory and possession. Beograd are just trying to break the shackles at the moment and get a feel for the ball again. They've been forced into their shells by the North Sunshine Eagles midfield. We haven't seen enough of the likes of Konstantopoulos and Centofanti on the ball in the middle, and they're not able to distribute out to the wingers. Atkinson has been starved of the ball, as has Baselli. It's allowed North Sunshine Eagles to largely dictate proceedings ever since about the 20-minute mark of this first half. Olds. De Silva. The long ball which will tumble out right in front of the Beograd bench. I did mention that Beograd were currently sitting fourth on the NPL South Australia table. Metro Stars topped by 2 points from Adelaide City at the moment, and the resurgent West Torrens Bacala are sitting third. Beograd are 7 points off the top of the league after 17 of 24 games, so you'd think that's an insurmountable gap, not least because Metro Stars and Adelaide City have only dropped 2 out of 17 games this season. A real ding-dong battle to qualify for the Australian Championship. Of course, we saw Metro Stars get out of their group in that competition in December of last year, or November of last year. Here's Eze. Along the byline he runs. The cutback is deflected along the line. Did it find a way out? It didn't. Hugging the line, assistant referee on the outer side does not raise the flag. Woodland's trying to clear, and he's been infringed with by a player trying to block him as he distributed the ball from the top of his penalty area. But yes, there were some pretty good games at TK Shutter in the Australian Championship last season. They were able to get out of a group that had Bayswater and Sydney United fall by the wayside in the group stage, and then Metro Stars were beaten by Heidelberg in the quarterfinals as the sole South Australian representative. Go Beograd through Trimboli, and he's not going to turn it back to his teammate, but Orchard will take a quick throw in. And it was nearly sharked and taken away there by Dos Santos. Woodlands roaming outside of his penalty area. A low ball, he telegraphed it into midfield, and North Sunshine laid the trap. El Hawley. Chauvet. Back to Olds. Corentin Chauvet. Ball headed by Orchard from left back. Centofanti. And through the back comes Ibrahim Kadur. No disguising that foul. An easy decision for the referee. Long ball down the right. Atkinson, can he spark Beograd back to life here? Cuts it across, and it's intercepted by Olds. That was important. His pass might be a letdown and invite pressure back on, but he was there for the defensive interception. Toriani. Here's Orchard. He's happy to take a touch and go backwards, though. Beograd not too aggressive at the moment. North Sunshine Eagles definitely trying to give them the hurry up as they chase the ball. And they are able to turn it into a contested situation briefly through De Silva. And now two players perhaps in each other's way for Beograd under a missed header. Olds. Ahmed. Eze. Pushes across the face. Dos Santos there. Just trying to keep the ball moving with its natural momentum and help it on the way towards the bottom right corner. But he wasn't able to put it on target. It was a teasing pass from Eze, and then that's a really tight angle, especially if you're trying to shoot it across the face. Dos Santos not quite able to put it on frame. Really worry the goalkeeper. Into the last 5 minutes of regulation in this first half. What has been a very entertaining contest. Centofanti back to Orchard. Attempted volley by Baselli, now a high boot. And the referee does whistle here. Centofanti quickly back to his feet, and now it's his turn to show the referee a bruise. And it's going to be answered in kind with another yellow card. So the second booking of the night comes out. And it's a really high boot. El Hawley has taken a risk there. On another night, you could make a case that Natsiopoulos and El Hawley may have both been sent off. Perhaps we are squared away now. The point of impact of the two fouls, quite high up both their opponents' legs. But the referee gets the final say. And both these teams are happy to get on with business after Tom Brinkworth has dished out one yellow card apiece. Oh, another tackle from behind. This time legally, it wins the ball. And a shot from distance from Baselli. And Rory Bryan, he had to adjust on the fly. That reared up, hit him on the chest. But he was able to field the rebound. Pass maybe too clever by half there from Chauvet. It's heading back into the box, but Trimboli was flat-footed. There's confirmation of the second yellow card of the game for Mohamed El Hawley. Long ball down the right side, too much on it. Gets the thumbs up from Khan Elibol, but it has run long. I wonder what the halftime team talk will entail. It is worth remembering Beograd played 120 minutes at the weekend. They would have obviously celebrated their cup final win as well. Backing up on a Wednesday night. Would have been tough under regular circumstances, never mind off the back of such an emotional win. But one thing that is characteristic of Beograd this season, they hardly ever rotate their squad. They might change who's starting and who's on the bench, but they have an incredibly stable overall senior squad. It's compared to the chaos of North Sunshine Eagles, who, in their desperation to avoid relegation in VPL 1, have a heap of new faces and names that are cup tied for tonight and can't play. Almost had to go back to the cup team in order to field an outfit tonight. Kadur. Through the middle, a little flick up. Eze moves it on. And Dos Santos! Oh, it goes wide on the opposite side. Well, two chances now for Rai James dos Santos. And advancing down on a tight angle through both flanks. He's managed to put them across the face, and that one took a little bobble in the 6-yard box, but it did not nestle in the bottom left corner. It doesn't matter which side of the penalty area he pops up on. He's had looks at goal, but he just hasn't been able to stick one in the net. And if anything, Beograd need half-time here. This game is in the balance. North Sunshine Eagles could really lift their spirits if they can score before the break here. We tick into additional time. And there will only be 60 seconds of that. News of a fourth goal up in Cairns. A little bit of chestiness here between the players. Baselli using his words rather than his body. And then a little bit of gamesmanship with the ball. But Marko Basic has got a double, so Brunswick Juventus lead Marlin Coast 4-0. Cup tie, it looks like it's done and dusted. This one is anyone's guess as to which way it will go. More consternation. Half-time, I think, perhaps needs to come here in order to cool some of the heads here. One thing I've seen from Corentin Chauvet, whether it's to his own teammates or to opponents, he loves to do the zipping the mouth gesture. I think he's hearing too much back chat, whether it's from his teammates or from his opponents. We've gone beyond the 1 additional minute. And that is half-time. And it is a Hahn Australia Cup tie that has offered us everything but a goal. We've had wild tackles, we've had great saves from both goalkeepers, we've had big chances missed. And we have a cup tie that remains unpredictable. Lots of opportunities to score, none of them taken as yet. And at half-time at Frank Mitchell Park, we are scoreless. It's FK Beograd 0, North Sunshine Eagles 0.
The world's biggest teams are here.
Incredible stuff. Look at this atmosphere in here, it's unbelievable.
To face the best of the A-Leagues. All in one place.
That is champagne football.
The Winter Festival of Football starts July 26 on Paramount Plus.
What are you doing?
We're planking.
It's because of our internet providers.
We're stuck in 2011.
Same slow internet speeds.
And high prices.
It's like a nightmare.
Enough planking. Superloop is a network purpose-built for the super-fast future of the internet. You are free.
Don't take it lying down, Australia. Refresh your internet.
You are free.
All right, officer.
Cup, and it continues next week. Earlier this evening, the game is still ongoing.
The Australia Cup round of 32 is here. Don't miss 4 epic matches headlined by A-League's best, live and exclusive. Kicks off with Preston Lions versus Newcastle Jets, only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to live pictures from Frank Mitchell Park. It's been a fun night for the fans, and it is scoreless. Of course, there must be a winner tonight. If we can't find one after 90 minutes, we will go to extra time and then penalties if required. Both games last night to open the round of 32 were finished in the 90. It certainly looks as though Game 3 is on track to finish in 90 as well with a 4-0 scoreline, but it is 0-0 here. Are we going to give the fans a goal? Which way will it go? Certainly based on the first half, North Sunshine Eagles are defying their form line that has them 5 points adrift inside the relegation zone of Victoria's second tier. And they are taking on the side that sits fourth in NPL South Australia, who themselves are coming off a weekend triumph in the Cup. That is Julian Barras. He was running up and down the right flank in the first half. The right back for North Sunshine Eagles. And there is Adrian Deloya. Has his halftime team talk sunk in? Will his players deliver? They certainly were the brighter team for the first 10 minutes, FK Beograd, and that's when their best two chances to score came up in the game. So perhaps North Sunshine Eagles have to be mindful of how they might start the second half here with just that little bit of freshness back out of the rooms. The whistle goes, and in this Hahn Australia Cup round of 32 tie, we are back underway at the start of the second half with FK Beograd 0 against North Sunshine Eagles 0. Seemingly no substitution activity, so the 11s that started the game kick off the second half. Going to ground, Marco Torriani with a slide challenge. Here is Dos Santos now. Able to shuffle the ball on. Obiora Eze into the middle, and it flashes through the box. No touch from Khan Elibol. Konstantopoulos is first to the ball to clear. But it does look as though, at least in the first minute, it's North Sunshine Eagles a little bit more menacing out of the rooms at the start of the second 45. Corentin Chauvet, the veteran Frenchman. He's given the ball away here, though. Got into a bit of a mix-up with his teammates. Here's a pass over to Boselli on the left. Well, it hasn't quite been Lorenzo Boselli's night. He hasn't had a real look at goal. He hasn't been able to show us the quality that's led to 11 goals so far this season. From central midfield, Konstantopoulos closed down. Chauvet to Eze. Outside of the foot pass is clever. Shiffer Ahmed, can he make ground? The goalkeeper's come out, closed down the angle, back to Eze, saved away. The goalkeeper might have been a little bit of a fish out of water, just stuck in no man's land there, but he made good position. And Alexander Woodlands is able to stop the shot from Eze. He got out here, and Shiffer Ahmed recycled the ball quickly. No thoughts of getting back on his line there from Woodlands. He just moved across, cut off the angle, and made an important save. So only 2 minutes since the restart, and North Sunshine Eagles have had a couple of chances already. Boselli. Now Atkinson. Atkinson's going to shoot, and it's across the face. Atkinson, who had Beograd's best chance to score in the first half. How much of a difference will it make that both teams are now attacking towards their active fans here in the second half? Good, healthy pockets of support for both teams. That is something a little bit uncommon in the Australia Cup, but it's been certainly something to enhance the spectacle so far tonight. Bit of a shallow pass, just holding up on what is a surface that might only get heavier as the game goes on. Eze convinced the referee to reach for the whistle there. Free kick taken quickly. Centofanti. Now El Hawley gets the return ball from LBO, and the long shot is on target, but just a tumbler. And of the saves that Alexander Woodlands has had to make, that one's perhaps been the most comfortable so far tonight. That save won't give him a bellyache as he dived forward onto the ball. Down the right side, Atkinson. And at the near post, the run is promising. Konstantopoulos skies the chance. Always difficult to get the body position right there as the ball rolls across the body. But it is an open game at the moment. We could have a goal at either end the way these two teams are attacking. Atkinson with a good cross. And challenging to twist the right foot around the ball there. Konstantopoulos has scored 8 in the league, 1 in the cup this season. He's the second top scorer for Beograd, but he couldn't find the back of the net there. Ooh, flat-footed was Eze, but he recovers quickly, and now Centofanti wrestles him to the ground, giving away a free kick. Here's another look at the chance for Konstantopoulos. Chauvet seizes on a deflection, a long strike, and on one bounce. Again, right in the breadbasket of Woodlands. I don't want to jinx it, but it is hard to see this game staying 0-0 for much longer. Tell you that Marlon Coast's night has gone from bad to worse at the 80-minute mark. There's been a red card, so Oscar Rodriguez sent off. And that's with Brunswick Juventus ahead 4-0 and now with the man advantage. Long-range free kick coming up here. Chauvet drops it at the penalty spot, a flick header on, and it's there for North Sunshine Eagles! Julian Barras scores the goal, and in front of the cheering fans, the away team leads. And they are scaling new heights, the North Sunshine Eagles, as they take a 1-0 lead in Adelaide. Second goal of the season for Julian Barras. He scored against Avondale, one of the 3 goals that got North Sunshine to the national rounds, and now he scores the club's historic first goal in the Australia Cup national rounds. Corentin Chauvet with the assist. Barras got to the ball before Kupanan, won the header, glanced it on, and he bent it over the top of Alexander Woodlands for 1-0. And we thought that this game would not stay 0-0 for much longer. It didn't. The attacking intent at the start of the second half has borne fruit, and it's come for the visitors. And they will be walking on air here. Eze playing a pass to Woods dos Santos. It's cut out, and the back pass from Toriani. But can Beograd steady? Can they lean on their home support? North Sunshine Eagles now attacking towards a vocal and happy cluster of potentially 150, 200 fans of the away team, both travelling fans and Adelaide-based allegiance to Albanian-backed clubs. They have united behind North Sunshine's cause. Now they have something to cheer. Can Beograd hit back immediately? Going to ground was Falco, the right back getting forward. We haven't seen a great deal of that so far. Long ball here was Dos Santos onside. The flag stays down. Support gets forward. Dos Santos distributes. Here's Hahn Elibol. Elibol can shoot from range. It's blocked away by Centofanti. And now Corentin Chauvet. A little bit of showboating as he plays it to Eze. And now through comes Atkinson. Oh, Corentin Chauvet goes through with a challenge that looked perhaps a little bit more spectacular than the point of impact would suggest. Here's another look at the goal. What a beautifully shaped header. And Woodlands, who's come up with so many saves already in the match, he just didn't have the right balance there to spring. He was almost coming down rather than going up in his leap. And it meant that the ball tailed agonisingly over his outstretched hand into the net. Shiffer Ahmed going on a solo dribble. He tries to dribble the whole defence. Oh, that would have been special. That's what he's got in his locker, Shiffer Ahmed. And he was almost unplayable there. Hasn't this game come to life? Knowles with the back pass. Great control in the air from Dos Santos, and now through the left channel, Eze. And just over the head of Helibol in the middle. It was a desperate leap from the North Sunshine Eagles attacker, but he couldn't get his head up to the ball. A crunching challenge over at right back. Through comes Kador. A quick 1-2 with the goal scorer, Barris. Now, North Sunshine Eagles have a free kick on the right wing. Here's another look at the foul. Lorenzo Boselli giving away this free kick. So, Valentin Chauvet has already been able to conjure up one assist. What can he do with this set piece? It's an in-swinging free kick, and the goalkeeper with a double fist. Woodlands clears. Only as far as El Hawley. And now first-time volley is wide of the post. And we are only 10 minutes into the second half. Plenty of time to go. This is a look at the build-up to the chance which was oh so close for Helibol. Just trying to crane his neck and flick out his legs and try to get every possible centimetre, but he just couldn't get up to the ball. Eze, and a space here. We've seen Shiffer Ahmed with a big chance a moment ago. And this time the defence is going to hold him up, and a sea of legs is able to stop him. Cooper Nunn wins the ball away. That would have been heart rates raised, though, given what he showed us on his previous attack. Now it's Eze's turn. And another important challenge coming in from Toriani. Viora Eze's lost a shoe. With one shoe, he keeps the ball moving, and through the box it goes. That was El Hawley putting it through the penalty area. And now Helibol is able to win a throw-in over on the right side. Dos Santos had those host of chances in the first half. Now all his teammates are getting in on the act. There are multiple spot fires for Beograd to try to put out here. Play continues here. Of committed physical play. No love lost between the two benches. Julien Barris, 28-year-old French journeyman, World League footballer, bouncing around a number of clubs in France. Here he is on the ball now, the goal scorer. Oh, he's had his pocket picked, and the ball cut back. Here's a chance, and the equaliser for Beograd. Jason Konstantopoulos answers in minutes, and parity is restored. He's barely had a look at goal, but he was in space there and able to finish over into the bottom right corner, and that's what it means for the home fans. And it feels like this one's been uncorked and the goals are just going to keep flowing. Beograd 1, North Sunshine Eagles 1. And it is a 10th goal of the season in all competitions, second cup goal of the campaign for Jason Konstantopoulos. And it was the goal scorer, Barras, who left the ball behind. Didn't even really get caught in possession, he just didn't take possession. And that's a good finish from Konstantopoulos. And he's clicking his heels in celebration. And, well, yeah, that gesture's pretty universal as well. Subs taking place. On comes Ethan Harrington and also Floribert Niron-Kuru. Beograd want fresh legs. They want the momentum behind them now. So, level game. Double sub has just gone through. North Sunshine Eagles, they were creating chances before the equaliser hit the net. They will not turn off the tap here. And Shiffer Ahmed is going to answer in seconds! Pick your scoreline at this point. The ball is hitting the back of the net every time a team goes forward. And Shiffer Ahmed makes it 2-1 to the North Sunshine Eagles. And the elation of the home fans is wiped out in seconds. It's the away fans now who get to cheer again. Possession won back almost instantaneously. Corentin Chauvet involved again. What a good pass that was from Eze, and then the finish there off the inside of the post. A really good assist from Dos Santos. And Shiffer Ahmed. He's had some looks in this second half, and it was third time lucky. Although I think he would say third time very skillful as well. And the former Western United youth player, he's almost overcome with the excitement of the situation, as are we all. We're 15 minutes into the second half, and it is now 2-1. The double sub, any momentum that Beograd were hoping to generate from it. Now it's going to be to chase the game for an equaliser rather than chase a goal to go in front. Goalkeeper Rory Bryan has come all the way out here. Eze clips the ball in. No one home at the back post. The follow-up for Dos Santos. He's overrun the ball. Centafanti. Now Orchard clears. Trimboli. Bit of by-play after the ball left the scene. North Sunshine win it back. And Kadua has it cleared away by Centafanti. Down the right side go Beograd. Atkinson able to get to the ball before the byline, but Kadua comes across to clear away. Here is one of the subs, Ethan Harrington. He's got the fresh pelt just in time for Australia Cup night. Baselli fashions across. Dos Santos helping out the defence. Barras. Eze. Build-up continues. To accelerate onto the ball there was Elibol. Win a throw-in. It's all smiles with the North Sunshine bench now. cleared by Nunn. Trimboli back to goal work, but he's had his, well, he had his pocket picked, but illegally, according to the referee, as Chauvet ran across the front of him, and he's quick to apologise. Closing in on full time up in Cairns, it remains Hahn Coast Rangers 0, Brunswick Juventus 4. Here's Centifanti. Decision time, goes back to his goalkeeper Woodlands. The vuvuzelas are sounding. Konstantopoulos through midfield. Ball runs out for a Beograd throw. Orchard to take. Here goes Baselli. It's Lorenzo Baselli. They've left him in space and he can't find the shot. Slides disappointingly wide. He's wearing the captain's armband ever since Antonios Natsiopoulos was subbed out. That was his first genuine proper chance, really. Here's Shifar Ahmed. Barras with a cross. It needs some defending from Centifanti. Nunn up. Hasn't cleared his own penalty area. Barras charging through, and Baselli was fouled. So how will Beograd go chasing this game? Heading into the cup final, they actually hadn't conceded for 4 consecutive games. They'd been on a 4-game, in fact a 5-game winning streak, conceding only 1 goal in that time, and then Cumberland United hit them square between the eyes after 10 minutes. And they were able to find their way back into that match. They're going to have to dig deep here. They've been behind twice. They grabbed an equaliser the first time. They've got around about the final quarter of the 90 minutes to get back into this contest. Olds, too clever by half. Caught doing a 360 spin by Neon Kuru. Here's Trimboli, a little prod shot, saved away by Bryan. And now the cross coming from the right. Bryan's up. He got just a fist on the ball with a sweeping shot through from Orchard. Wide of the target. North Sunshine thought it. Play should have come to a halt. The referee playing peacemaker here. And Orchard is left to rue. A glorious opportunity to draw the game level. Here was the cross. Bryan up. They thought he was bodied by Baselli. And that's what North Sunshine were protesting, as Marcus Orchard's left-footed shot was swept wide of the target. Only just. Well, that would have been quite the blow-up had it hit the back of the net. After all said and done, it is a goal kick. It's a final warning from Tom Brinkworth to Rory Bryan. Next time he takes that long to take a goal kick, he'll probably be brandished with a yellow card. Volleyed on by Olds. Centifanti. Confirmation of the full-time score in tonight's other cup tie, which kicked off half an hour before this one. Marlin Coast Rangers 0, Brunswick Juventus 4. So Brunswick Juve in the hat for the round of 16. their division rivals, the North Sunshine Eagles. Lead 2-1 at present. Are they about to add more? Dos Santos able to escape a desperate challenge. And the referee's going to bring it back here. Is he going to say that Dos Santos took his advantage and ran out of play? I think that's the ruling there after he skipped away from Torriani. It's been a bit of a defensive reshuffle since Massimo Falco went off in that double sub with Antonios Natsiopoulos. We're seeing Centofanti sitting deeper now, playing as a defender. You wonder what sort of risks Beograd will need to take. Will they turn to the bench again? They've made 2 subs so far. All of the North Sunshine Eagles bench, their only involvement in this game has been to cheer and warm up. They are yet to turn to their bench. The 11 out there, they've got adrenaline pumping, safe to say. I don't think there's a need to take any of them off at present, as we tick down towards 20 minutes to go. Jinxed it. North Sunshine preparing their first change. Here is an opportunity for El Hawley. Shiffer Ahmed just caught behind the defender. Follow up from Barris. Well, he was trying to recreate his strike against Avondale there. That was a long range ping. We are going to see the first sub. It's going to be Obiora Eze coming off and Dion Mutari is coming on. Eze's been prominent in a lot of the build-up play so far. And North Sunshine's first change of the match goes through. Dion Mutari was in the Melbourne Victory youth system, joined North Sunshine in 2024. So let's see what he can do coming on here for Eze. Neon Kuru. Back to Centofanti. Nunn. Konstantopoulos bouncing off the sub, Mutari. Playing it through for Baselli. Baselli, has he lured in Aidan Olds? Right in front of the vociferous home support. They were always going to ask the question. And the referee waves away the appeals for a penalty. We get the benefit of a replay. You be the judge at home. Olds' body language of signalling for Baselli to get up immediately. He's coming side to side. I'm not sure that the parochial home fans could have convinced the referee. The end result is a corner. To the back post it goes, and it beats all and sundry, out for a goal kick. Here's another look at the penalty shout. It seems as though more changes are afoot. Abu Bakari Hussein comes on. He replaces Brandon Centofanti. Hussein has scored 2 goals in the league, 1 in the cup this season, but he did score at the weekend in the Federation Cup final. So he brings goal-scoring form off the bench. And it's going to lead to more positional reshuffling here for Beograd as they chase an equaliser. Could it leave gaps? Could it leave disruption? Appears as though Harrington's in it right back. Torriani and Nunn are now playing as the centre-backs. There is the scorer of the opening goal, Julian Barras. The French connection. Chauvet had the assist, Barras had the finish. Harrington takes the throw in. Neon Kuru. First time clearance from Woodlands. Chauvet's header now off the chest. It's going to bounce to the edge of the box. Cleared by Cooper Nunn. Dos Santos flies, not much control of the ball. Neon Kuru. Baselli. Again, no hurry, as you can see on the North Sunshine bench, to return the ball. Chauvet. Who can get the ball on the deck? Baselli. Launches it high straight away though. Cleared from the centre of defence by Olds. The follow-up on the second ball. Atkinson veered right and then went right through the back. There's Mohamed El Hawley to give away a free kick. And you do wonder, is the adrenaline of the goal rush for both teams starting to wear off here? He had a frantic tempo, just both teams throwing haymakers as far as the chances they were creating. It led to a flurry of goals. Now the game has settled back down again with 15 minutes to go. Oh, Harrington blown up for the foul just when he thought he'd cleanly won the tackle. And I think the referee is bringing it back for an earlier foul in the build-up rather than Harrington's challenge there. Yeah, it's... well, hard to say. Maybe it was Harrington. I don't think Neon Kuru did a great deal wrong either. This is the sort of dangerous ball that could lead to another good scoring opportunity. There's been a yellow card produced for dissent here. Looks like it's Baselli who's talked his way into the book. So, long-range free kick, but this is what proved so dangerous on the opening goal. And Corentin Chauvet could potentially deliver another killer pass here. Here comes the set piece. This one a lot closer to the keeper. Batted down. Looks back towards the edge of the box. Olds. Chauvet clips it into dangerous territory again. This time too much on it. El Hawley breaks even in a 50-50. It spills out to the wing, and Toriani heads it away even though the offside flag was up. And another foul here, this time committed Ibrahim Kadur. Do North Sunshine have a minute in mind where they will start really locking it down and all focus will go into protecting the 2-1 lead? Perhaps a bit too far from the finish line now to go all-out defence. Through flies Neon Kuru. And the start-stop nature of the game definitely won't help Beograd. Dos Santos back to goal. Barris. Turning away. Good promising run from the sub Mutari. And he's able to earn a corner. And Dion Mutari will take up position at the corner of the penalty area. No, he's been waved into the box. Go join the pack of players. And it is a big cluster to aim for here underneath this corner kick. Attacking the near post and headed away. And it will have enough on it to make it to the line. Here's another chance for Shifra Ahmed. He heard the shout coming, and the first time shot is blocked away. He can't follow up Ahmed. Ruben De Silva gave it a good lash, but struck it straight into the nearest defender. And the build-up unfolded promisingly there. Shifra Ahmed, one more pass, and it was just the desperation of Harrington to get his body in the road and block the attempt from De Silva. However, North Sunshine still have possession. Konstantopoulos, Harrington, back to Toriani. Ball bounces in midfield. Trimboli building ahead of steam here. Trimboli tries to cut it across, and Kadur stuck to him. Neon Kuru follows up. Baselli. Long ball from Kupinan. Barris up for the header, and now at ground level. Clever little touch, and he's able to guide the ball into the attacking half. Mutari tried to volley on, but he didn't catch it true. And now Toriani back the other way, but good body work from Ruben De Silva. The player who they wanted at the feet of, Corentin Chevet. Atkinson nods it back to Harrington. Clever flick from Baselli. Trimboli. Can Baselli make ground? He can't. Well, it was a show of what this front pair have been able to do during the course of the season. Baselli and Trimboli linking up there, but no finish to be had. Rory Bryan sharply out of his line to defuse the danger. Chevet playing a 1-2 in midfield. El Hawley. Out to the right, he switches. Elibol cuts inside. It's Khan. Elibol parried. Mutari follows up, and it hits the woodwork and turned in. Dos Santos couldn't miss. North Sunshine Eagles have a 2-goal buffer. Right, James Dos Santos doing the Eagle celebration in front of the North Sunshine fans. The goalkeeper, Rory Bryan, has run the entire length of the pitch to get down and join in. They are 3-1 in front. And it looked like the chance had gone begging. It was a save initially. The follow-up from Mutari. He hooked it across. He hit the post agonisingly. And then it sat up kindly. And after the misses in the first half, there was no way Dos Santos was going to miss that one. And these are great moments and what will become great memories for these North Sunshine players and fans. Just the one league goal this season for Dos Santos. But now he scores a very, very important one here in the Cup. And he'll tell you it's 2 in 2 games because he was one of the 5 players that played against the Port Melbourne Sharks at the weekend and got in on the act of their 5-0 win. Sub here, El Hawley, the only player for North Sunshine with a booking to his name, has been taken out of the action. And on comes Leon Jecker. See the smile on his face. He's just thrilled to be out there to play, but he comes on with a job still to do. Double sub for the North Sunshine Eagles as Ahmed Iedom also enters the game. Dos Santos, fresh off scoring, bounces back to his feet here. Iedom, fresh off the bench. From a standing start, he waits for an overlapping run, but then concedes a bit of ground. Corentin Chauvet has had the ball on a string at times in this game. Barris, Dos Santos on the volley! And that would have been good night, Irene. That would have been North Sunshine Eagles through to the round of 16 for sure. And if the chances keep coming, I'm not sure Beograd are going to be able to hold them out from scoring a 4th. They're going to turn to the bench here in desperation. See what Zach Kosic can do. Coming on here for Anthony Trimboli. No repeat of his heroics in the Cup. And also Jordan Lean has entered the game as well. So fresh legs for Beograd, but North Sunshine Eagles are running on air at the moment. They look the more likely to score again than a Beograd lifeline in the last 5 minutes. The chant, Shkiponya, the Albanian word for eagle. The North Sunshine Eagles. It's the word in their crest, in their club badge. Now looking for more. Corentin Chauvet. He's going to go direct here. Tried to get a bit of swerve, a bit of knuckleball. But the goalkeeper, Woodlands, was feet planted and able to make the save. Beograd at least plant a seed of doubt. Can they create a nervous finish? They're going to have to really ignite here because they have been getting overrun steadily through this second half. They did grab an equaliser. They were only behind for a handful of minutes and then conceding again pretty much straight from kickoff was a devastating blow. And now the 3rd goal gives them almost mission impossible, but strange things happen in cup ties, and there's going to be a goal back. There is hope for Beograd. A powerful header, and Marco Torriani makes it 3-2. Hold the phone. Beograd are within 1. Good build up, the sub Kosic, got it to Baselli. He had some separation, and that is a good header. Too much power through the hands of Rory Bryan and in to the underside of the net. And there is enough time. We don't know how much there will be tacked on in stoppage here. I can't help but go back to one of the greatest cup ties North Sunshine ever played in. They had a 4-all draw epic against the Preston Lions 9 years ago, back in 2017, which they won on penalties. A game where both teams led, stoppage time goals. Both teams scored in extra time. Are we heading for something similar here? Could it be 3-3? The ball played into the box for Hussein, and he's just bodied by Aidan Olds. And the ball goes out. North Sunshine Eagles fans watching back in Melbourne, every single one of them will remember that infamous cup tie back in 2017. This one might top it if they can hold on here to win 3-2. Ball chested down, most recent scorer, Toriani. He's been thrown forward here. Barras against Kosic. Baselli, he's come to life at the end of the night here, Lorenzo Baselli. And the referee waves away any hope of a free kick. Cooper Nunn. Ball over the head of all his teammates, headed away by Olds. And it's going to be moved on by Mutari here. Leon Kuru. And the whistle goes. Looks like it was an offside call, and the referee is going to insist that the ball start from a stationary position. And now we're back underway. No time to waste. We're into the last 30 seconds of regulation. How many minutes of stoppage will Beograd be given? Kosic. Hussein. He's got Jordan Lean. And now Hussein again. Can he get it in the box? He concedes a bit of territory. Neon Kuru. Flipped on by Baselli. More in hope than anything. And the defence is able to repel. We tick into 5 additional minutes as North Sunshine clear the ball. Ahmedi Edom. And he's lured in Harrington here, and the referee gives the free kick. Well, he's done well there, the sub. Harrington is protesting, trying to get Ahmedi Edom back to his feet, and he obliges, but the free kick's been given, the damage done in terms of being able to work more time off the clock. Good poker face on the North Sunshine Eagles bench. So a wide free kick. Corentin Chauvet is going to take every second available to him here. And it looks as though North Sunshine want to play it down to the corner, and they do. Dos Santos. He goes to ground. And it will be the chance for Beograd to at least get out of the corner here. But they still need to go end to end. Dos Santos is going to eat a yellow card. Harrington is getting a bit exercised by the time wasting here. Dos Santos just laughs. But that whole episode, the free kick, the taking of the free kick, it all served to wind about 90 seconds off the clock. Now Beograd trying to go forward, but the header holds them up. Cooper Nunn again, long ball. Great header by Olds. He's been massive for North Sunshine tonight. Leon Kuru fouls the Edom here. Can't be too many protests. He did come in late. One more sub for the North Sunshine Eagles. Adem Ardovic is coming on for Ibrahim Kadur. Kadur properly making his way off the pitch. He's had a massive shift in defence. They want a fresh defender on here just to try and get through these final minutes. So on comes Ardovic. So 2 of the original 5 minutes to go, but you imagine the referee will add a little bit more on. Elibol. Iedom takes the shot. And it's going to give the ball straight to Woodlands. Can he flip the field? The clearance is going to bounce. Flicked forward. First reaction, North Sunshine. The line will do, anywhere will do at the moment. Neon Kuru brings the ball down. And he's caught in possession. Dos Santos is going to head for the corner. Neon Kuru back in, trying to win the ball. He can't do so. North Sunshine have the throw in. That will take it into the last minute of the allocated 5. Ruben De Silva takes his time over the throw in. And it's been flicked out. It is a goal kick. Harrington launches from right back. Up goes Toriani. Konstantopoulos outpointed initially. Hussein challenging. Got a shot away, but it was blocked immediately. Atkinson. And now another ball forward. Hussein goes to ground. He's back up to his feet here. And another desperate clearance for North Sunshine. We tick past the 5 allocated minutes. North Sunshine trying to break. Mutari. He takes it wide. He takes it down to the corner. He's got 2 opponents in tow. And as he goes to ground, it's now a 3-on-1. And he concedes a free kick. So the original allocated 5 minutes has expired. Beograd are on a wing and a prayer. And that pass won't help. North Sunshine trying to forge forward here. Tumbling over the ball, Jordan Lean, he wins a free kick. Can they even get it forward? Every trick in the book coming out to hold up the restart. Yellow card for Ahmadi Edom. And that seems almost inconsequential at this stage of the night. Harrington again. He's going to take the meters on offer and now clip it to the edge of the box as it skims off heads. It's Beograd's throw, but it's now or never. We've gone 1 minute beyond the allocated 5. Plenty of run up here for the long throw. This is it. Hurl, hope, and try to find a finish. Australia Cup survival on the line here. This is it. Toriani with the long throw. No flick header. It's behind for a corner. One last chance. Jason Konstantopoulos to take. The goalkeeper is up. Can Beograd respond with their place in the cup on the line? Konstantopoulos with the corner. It lands in the 6-yard box, cleared away. Neon Kuru, second time ball in, headed away by Chauvet. Neon Kuru, now Kosic. They're on borrowed time here, Beograd, headed away by Aidan Olds. Still no full-time whistle. There it is! The North Sunshine Eagles win away in their first ever Hahn Australia Cup National Rounds tie. Ahmed Isai has masterminded a famous result, and tensions are boiling over, and celebration is turning to anger. The full-time score, FK Beograd 2, North Sunshine Eagles 3. And club leaders and cool heads will need to prevail to separate the players here. It has come to full boil at the end of the night, and it's North Sunshine Eagles who advance to the round of 16. Well, the benches have cleared. It's a war of words. And hopefully there are a few peacemakers in there. It's no time to settle old scores. You can see the North Sunshine coaching staff are trying to steer their players away from any more antagonisation. And they've got a big, big travelling support here to go and enjoy this moment with. And Beograd Well, they threw everything in an equaliser, but ultimately, North Sunshine had the chances to run away with the game. And if anything, Beograd just hung in there and made it dramatic at the end of the night. Julian Barras, a player who scored in spectacular fashion in round 7 against Avondale to get North Sunshine to the national rounds. He opened the scoring. And they are going to talk about this night for as long as football gets played, the North Sunshine Eagles. They're going to remember this one for a very long time. And they are in the hat for the round of 16. Who knows where they're going to go next, or if potentially it could even be an A-League club coming to face this team. Look at the away fans, many of them Adelaide-based, plenty of travelling fans as well. And that was a factor in this game. They really had a balanced crowd. You don't expect that for a Victorian second-tier team. Let's not forget, in a relegation battle, they had only won 5 out of 18 league games this season. But this cup run they are on, it is, without a doubt, magic of the cup. Well, what scenes? Sunshine Eagles. Who'd want to draw them in the next round? I want you to enjoy their moments. This is just scenes that are going to go around the community. Just think about the crowd they're going to get at their next game, home or away.